Happy New Year! Happy New Year! Wonderful. Welcome to our first breakfast meeting of the year. I hope you all are rested. Did anybody stay up late last night watching Desperate Housewives of Capitol Hill? Who watched that speaker election last night? It was must-see clown TV. Let me tell you. They wasted their first week of their term electing a leader. You know how many minutes it took for the Democrats to elect their leader for 2 years ago? It took minutes, just minutes. It took this new group 4 full days of doing nothing but arguing amongst themselves. So I'm glad to be among you today. We have a wonderful program set up. But before we begin, could I have everybody stand? Let us have our Pledge of Allegiance. If you are new to the breakfast meetings, we have a tradition where we put emphasis on the final 2 words. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. How many of you have picked up that habit when you say the Pledge of Allegiance at other events? I was at a county council meeting last week, and they opened up with the Pledge of Allegiance, and I could hear some voices in the audience. I saw Ms. Gwen doing it as well. We put special emphasis on for all when we said it, so thank you. Let's also pause for a moment of silence to remember those among our families that we have missed and have left us. Also a moment of reflection and gratitude. So a moment of silence, please. Thank you very much. Well, I want to welcome you again to show up on a Saturday morning to talk politics in a cold January Saturday. Is just wonderful. Just a quick show of hands, though, for how many of you is this your first time at a Greenwood County Democratic breakfast meeting, or first time in a while? 1, 2, 3. Welcome, new members. We're glad to have you. As you can see, we are an unfriendly group. So I hope all of our existing members would make sure you reach out to some of the new faces, introduce yourselves, and encourage them to come back again. I want to thank those who have served in the armed forces, who are veterans in our service. Thank you for your service to our country. For those who are in the medical field, first responders, doctors, dentists, people who are responsible for our health, thank you so much for your service to us as well. I want to thank our breakfast crew who came in early today. Brought the breakfast food? Yes. We keep it free for anybody who shows up. Hot sandwiches, donuts, and coffee. I think we've actually got more food today than ever before, so please help yourself to seconds and take leftovers home with you. We have some literature at the front. If you're new to the party, we have a Welcome to the Party trifold brochure. If you're interested in running for office, we have an info sheet on that. We have a volunteer sign-up sheet. If you're interested in doing stuff, put your name down and check off the items you like to do, and we will reach out to you. Finally, the most important thing, if you're new to these breakfast meetings, the restrooms are over there. All right, they're to your right, to my left, men's rooms and ladies' rooms. Feel free to use it at any time. Here is our agenda. Please make sure you have a copy of the printed agenda today. If you don't have one, grab it from the front table. You're going to need it today. If you don't have a pen or a writing utensil, please grab one as well. You're going to need that for a segment that we're going to have in our second hour. So our agenda is, it's going to start with me with some news and updates. Then we're going to watch a 17-minute video that I thought was really important to watch, very educational for me, about race in America. Then we have a guest speaker, Ms. Evie Harmon, who makes her second speaking appearance with us. She's going to talk about the importance of precinct organization. Then we're going to see for those of you who feel you're politically astute, we've got a trivia section. And we're going to see who among us really knows their stuff when it comes to South Carolina politics. We'll close with our Volunteer of the Month award, and then we'll have an open forum. Sound good? All right. Let us begin with some updates. What has happened in the party? Well, it has been a somewhat quiet winter after the election. People took some time off. I know for me, I got a chance to go visit my family across the country, put 2,000 miles on my car, and I really haven't been as active with newsletters and so on. But I'm all refreshed. I'm fired up. I am ready to go. So let's talk about what we have done. First, I want to thank all of you who turned out back in December. Raise your hands if you were in Cokesbury Street cleaning up. Rusty, George, Jill, thank you so much for coming on out. We dealt with a mess. It was a mess. And as you can see in the picture here, 25 bags filled with trash. You can even see people like Rusty went deep down into the ravine, grabbed full trash bags out of the ravine. Like, we're talking not him putting trash into a bag. There was already full trash bags in the ravine. Like, somebody took the time to fill a trash bag and then throw it out of a car down a ravine. We went and got that as well. So thank you for showing pride in our community. Thank you for showing that Democrats care, and we look forward to going back at it again. We're thinking around the March timeframe, April timeframe when it's warmer. We'll let you know exactly when that date is. But a great turnout. That evening, we had our annual Christmas gathering at the Headley Downs Manor, and it was a delicious, delightful affair. Let me tell you, there is no home in Greenwood County that matches the elegance of the Headley Downs Manor. It was a great food spread, great breaking of bread, bonding with everybody, talking politics, talking TVs and movies, talking Monty Python. I remember that discussion coming up. It was a fun time, several hours spent. And thank you to Bill Bright for being the Blue Santa Claus. He made his appearance that night and just really brought it to a next level. So that was a lot of fun. We also had a very momentous occasion it was the last meeting in December with the county council, and Councilwoman Edith Childs, after decades of service, has retired, and that was her last meeting. And at the Greenwood County Veterans Auditorium at the library, it was a packed house. At least 80 to 90 people filled that room to wish her farewell. There was a great food spread afterwards, lots of tributes. A lot of people came out to say their goodbyes. Of course, she's not going anywhere. She's misfired up, ready to go. And she hasn't lost a bit of energy, but she has stepped down to let somebody else take the reins. And it was really wonderful to see her there, and she will be missed. She was certainly a force to be reckoned with. I mean, how many people can claim to have danced with the United States President in the Oval Office? Miss Edith Childs could claim that. She did it. There's pictures on her Wikipedia page. First of all, how many of us here have a Wikipedia page? All right, she has a Wikipedia page, so that's really incredible. And we wish her the best, and I'm sure she will remain active in helping out the Democratic cause, helping recruit candidates, and just keeping us fired up and ready to go. But also equally moving last week on Tuesday was the swearing in of two new councilwomen. We had Teresa Griffin and Johanna Bishop. Now they're not here, right? Okay, I didn't miss them. Let's give them a round of applause anyway. They worked hard in their campaigns. They are very active Democrats. They volunteered with us, very outspoken, and they are going to be a force to be reckoned with on that county council. So we're grateful that they stood up, and we're grateful they're going to serve us for 4 years. We do have elections this year, by the way, so we don't get to completely relax. We know November of last year was the midterms. We know we got a new presidential election in 2024, but 2023 is not to be slept on. The first election we have coming up is in March. we actually will have our Democratic Party convention that Saturday, first Saturday of March. And that's where we're going to elect new leadership for the Greenwood County Democratic Party. Now, I know we did it just last year, but we had changed our bylaws so that we switched the elections of the chairs to be in odd-numbered years. That way, if a new chair or new leadership comes on board, they get that odd-numbered year to get things figured out, to get their pattern going, and they'll have all that experience the following year, which would be a presidential or a midterm. So we changed it to the odd-numbered years to give the leadership a chance to get settled in. So our terms are up, and that includes myself. That includes James Thompson, our first vice chair, May Kung, our second vice chair, and Matthew Miller, our third vice chair. Our terms are up. Now, we have not declared whether we intend to run again or not, and we'll send out more information. But we encourage you, if you want to take a chance at it, to step up and say, hey, I would like to maybe run for third vice chair and work with the youth. Or I want to run for first vice chair and be the backup in case the chair, is incapacitated for whatever reason. I will share this with you about my intentions personally. And I'm going to put this in a newsletter and on Facebook as well. I had a wonderful time running for State House in District 13. One of the most rewarding and enriching experiences I've ever had. But it was, in hindsight, a mistake to be a county party chair and run for an office like that at the same time. Because there was a lot of work in being a county party chair. Carnell, Drummond, Mays, fish fries, breakfast meetings, helping other candidates like Ann Parks and Teresa Griffin and Johanna Bishop. So my time was spread quite thin. If it is the will of the people that they wish me to take another attempt at State House 13, then I can't be party chair and we need to find a replacement. If you like me as party chair and think I'm doing a great job, well, then I will run again for that and we'll find and recruit another candidate to run for State House. So the decision is up to the people. For me, I like both. I'm 50-50, so I have a hard time picking and choosing. I can go either way at this moment in time. My heart is strongly being with the leader of the party. My heart is also strongly taking it to John McCravey again, should he run again in 2024. So look for further announcements, but I'll tell you this, even if I do put myself up to run for chair or James wishes to run for first vice, we still encourage you to challenge us. There's no hard feelings here. Nobody's going to get their feelings hurt if, let's say, Charlotte Ross decides she wants to run for county party chair. She's been eyeing this podium for years, I could tell. So if she decides to run, my feelings would not be hurt. I certainly look forward to debating her, pulling up all the dirt that she has, lots of nasty campaigns. No, but seriously, it's all in good spirits. We need, I think, also a constant change in leadership as well. It's not good for a party to become too dependent on one person and to get too settled in their ways. If Charlotte decides to run and she wins, she will have my full support. I will put her through a training program. I will be there for her. There will be, just nothing but love among us Democrats. So keep that date in mind. Keep your options open. Spread the word if you think you know somebody who might be interested in running for office. That's our first election, but we're not done there. On May 9th, we have school board elections in Greenwood County. We have 2 seats open in Ware Shoals, 2 seats open in 96. And in a few minutes, I'm going to talk about how critical it is to run for school board. But those seats are open and they run on odd numbered years and they are for 4-year terms. So if you live in Ware Shoals or you live in 96, consider running for school board. Again, we're going to come back to this topic. And then finally this year in 96, they have their municipal elections, the mayor and 3 town councils plus commissioner of public works. Those seats are going to be up for election. Who here is from 96? All right. I like the sound of Mayor Rusty. What do you think? No? But I read a little bit. I don't live in 96, but I read a little bit about how things are managed in the town council and in the mayor spot, and I think there's room for improvement there. But again, consider running for those spots. These elections typically turn out only dozens of people. It's an odd-numbered year. It's a rural community. They don't get a lot of action. If you are passionate and want to run, with a little bit of effort, it indeed can be yours. The same thing goes for school board. They tend to be not well-attended elections. By the way, filing begins for the school board in February, so we don't have a lot of time to recruit for those positions. Filing is open. In fact, on your agenda on the inside, you'll see the details. In fact, on the back, you'll see it in the upcoming schedule. Filing for the school board opens on February 20th, closes on March 6th. So from February 20th to March 6th, you can file for school board, and then the election is on May 9th. So keep those dates in mind. So that's